All right, let's just go through the list here real quickly. Starting with S tier. Now this one is a little bit biased in a way because it's new and it hasn't been, quite figured out yet. But it is a really fun track. My favorite music in the game, next to Big Blue, and just a total beast. So Firefield gets a solid first place as of now. Second place, White Land 2. Although it's not that easy to make that decision, it could also be Silence. I do think White Land 2, because it's so satisfying. Whenever you go through that T-turn, like railing that you can pass through, and you boost, and then you brake, and then you turn, and then you continue with the boosting, and then you have the big ramp, and you can do a slight shortcut. That is very satisfying. I think Silence is then my third favorite. So it's all of the Grand Prix exclusives. And one of the reasons is that we don't play them as often because of it. And so whenever we get there in a race, it just feels extra special and fun and like this is it. And the music is great, challenging tracks. And also, we only have 20 players on them, max. Whereas all of the other courses we can play in 99 mode. And I kind of prefer racing only 20 people. Less chaos, it's better for Stingray, less bullies to worry about. Everyone is starting on the course itself. There is no starting area with a big ramp. So this just feels like true F-Zero to me. 20 players, it could have been 30, honestly. I mean, the other F-Zero games are 30 racers. Yeah, those are my S tiers because of those reasons. I think Firefield is gonna stay S tier. I have a lot of nostalgia tied to it as well. And in the original game, you can't just pick Firefield whenever you want, like in practice mode or time trial. You had to play through the entire King League to get to Firefield. And there were no save states. You couldn't make a save and quit and come back. It was then and there. That was it. And it just felt special. And all of them did, really. All right, moving on to A tier, I believe, is gonna be the biggest of Big Blues. I think it's so fun in this game. The music is amazing. I like how blue it is. It's refreshing to look at with orange railing. So it's visually pleasing. The course is moderately difficult with the bumpers and everything. And it's just a balanced track for all of the vehicles. It's always fun racing there. So it's a solid first place A tier. Almost an S tier. It's A tier because, 99 players. Or 80 in a Grand Prix setting. Next up is gonna be either White Land 1 or Red Canyon 1. I think it's gonna be Red Canyon 1 for multiple reasons. The music is amazing. It's a fun and short track with a bunch of ramps and tight turns. It's really, really good. White Land, kind of the same thing, really. You have the ramps, you have the shortcuts, and it's, moderately difficult. You have the Q-tip turn or whatever you call it, the pin turn or U-turn. 2 of them, actually. Yeah, it's a challenging, fun track. It's a solid A tier there as well. Now I'm not so sure anymore. I didn't think Sand Ocean was going to be this far behind. If I like Sand Ocean more than Port Town. I gotta be honest. I think I like Port Town 2 more than Sand Ocean. I can't forget Deathwind, though. Deathwind 2 is also a really fun... It feels balanced. A fun track that feels way more balanced than the first version. All right, I need to take a moment to, think about this real quick. Honestly, I think I like Port Town 1 more than, Deathwind 2. And then we have Sand Ocean. I don't know about B tier. It feels like B is good, A is very good, and S is just kind of like perfection. I'll almost put Port Town 2 in A rank, actually. It's a long, challenging track, and with the jump strategy, that's a lot of risk and reward. Port Town 1 is very similar with the jump, but it's a much shorter stage, which opens up the possibility to go for the jump every lap. I don't think I've done it for Port Town 2 yet. Yeah, this is looking pretty good so far. Is Mute City gonna be last, all of them? Probably. Red Canyon 2, a little bit too easy in a way, compared to Red Canyon 1. So it should almost be reverse, really. Yeah, Red Canyon 2 is still fun, even though less things are happening on it. It's less concentrated, less sharp turns. It's similar, I guess. But the first one is more action-packed. And now we move on to the Mute Cities. And I think Mute City 2 is my favorite. The roundabout section adds enough variety and strategy with the Skyway. Whereas Mute City 3, I don't know, dude. I think I may like Deathwind 1 more than Mute City 3. That's a tough one. No, Mute City still has the rail cut. And this one has the minefield and the small little edges, or like, you know, before the minefield you have these things on the sides that stick out, which makes the bumper cars strafe left and right. So it adds some challenge and positioning you need to think about. And now I'm not so sure. Mute City and Deathwind 1. Which one do I like more? I think it might actually be... Ah, this is so tough though. I think Mute City 1 I like more than Deathwind. D for Deathwind. No, it's not that bad. But compared to everything else, it might be. I think it might actually be in its own D tier. Because even though Mute City 1 is very basic, it still has the rail cuts. Whereas Deathwind is just straight and long curved turns. And you have the wind, of course. But yeah, I think the rail cut makes this one a little bit more interesting to play than this one. So this is probably my tier list as of now. And for those of you who can't see, in first place we have Firefield, Whiteland 2, Silence. And then in A tier we have Big Blue, Red Canyon 1, Whiteland 1, and then Port Town 2. B tier we have Port Town 1, Deathwind 2, Sand Ocean, and Red Canyon 2. C tier, it's Mute City 2, Mute City 3, and then 1. And last place, D tier, Deathwind 1. This could change, but it's my, like, improvised. I haven't thought about it that much. I just got the idea before making this. So yeah, what do you guys think? Mute City 3 ain't got nothing special. The Shark Teeth. Yeah, Shark Teeth. That's a good one. Every lobby that lands on Mute City 1. How would you know, though? Yeah, Deathwind for you. Is that the worst? Mute City rot in my brain. Yeah, I'm also trying to look at this tier list. Not too much in what we're playing too much. If that makes any sense. Like, obviously we play since the first week Mute City 1 and Deathwind over and over constantly. And of course all of the other tracks in Night League. So that is one aspect. We have played them too much, we're tired of them. But I'm trying to look at it as like one track in a vacuum in regards to how much you have played it. I don't know if that makes any sense really, but I'm trying to. But yeah, that's probably it for now. You take Deathwind over Mute City 1? Okay. Yeah, one reason why I take Mute City 1 above Deathwind is that Mute City 1 has the dash plate intro. Jump pad into dash plates, I believe. Or is it just the dash plate? In any case, it has dash plates, which is good for Stingray. Whereas Deathwind usually starts with ramps only. And that is super slow for Stingray. Just ramps. It kind of sucks. And I know it varies when you do normal 99 races, what kind of opening area you get. I mean, Sand Ocean, I know, can vary a lot with that. But I'm looking at it in a Grand Prix setting. Because in a Grand Prix, you always get the same like starting area. And Deathwinds suck. Mute City is okay. It's actually pretty good for Stingray. Yeah, I guess this entire tier list is from a Stingray mains perspective. I guess that's it, really. The same idea can be applied to Red Canyon 1 and 2. In a Grand Prix setting, Red Canyon 1 has the same opening as Sand Ocean, I believe. No, the crossing paths. While Red Canyon 2 has the one Whiteland 1 has. Where it's like you go to the right, you have like a little minefield you can go in between. And then you have a dash plate close to the sharp turn. I like that opening. But it's not nearly as good as the crossing opening. I guess that's the tier list. Yeah, the cross opening is so fun because you can also be creative. You can go like as it's intended, take the ramp first and then dash plate, or you can only go for dash plates or only ramps. And all of those kind of work, you know? It's not a bad choice, really, to go for whichever. A Stingray main would be Sand Ocean a tiny bit higher, in your opinion. Yeah. I mean, it's a really strong stage, of course, for Stingray. But I'm looking at it as how fun it is for me to play on it. And I think Deathwind 2 is more engaging and challenging. And same thing with every other track right here. Yeah, I might as well upload this to YouTube, why not? Even though the quality of it isn't perfect, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, thank you guys for watching it. If you did on the YouTubes, check out the stream. Link in description and comment section, I guess. Have a good one.